Working on English teaching professional for about 13 years. I started in 2000 writing the first articles, which we decided to call Web Watcher, and we've used that name ever since. When you look back at the original articles that were written and the types of things that we were focusing on, often it was just looking at material that was already developed that we could actually access, or perhaps very simple tools like quiz building tools. Whereas now the whole thing has shifted towards Web 2.0, blogs and wikis, and there's so much content and so many different things that we can do with technology that we couldn't do 13 years ago. So the articles have evolved enormously. One of my favourite writers, who I know has occasionally written in the magazine, is Scott Thornbury, and Scott was actually my tutor when I did my Delta course at Barcelona, so he's someone I'm always interested in reading. Of course I like the work that Nikki Hockley does as well, because Nikki works in a very similar area to me, looking at the use of technology and in the classroom, and how we can encourage particularly teachers that are a little bit reticent or a little bit technophobic about technology, encourage them to come on board and make use of technologies. Jeremy Harmer's written in the English teaching professional at different points as well, so we've got all his content there, so there's lots and lots of different content available. Part of that is being engaged in a community of practitioners and know what we call a personal learning network. And if it wasn't for all the contacts that I've got and people that I share my ideas with, as well as receiving ideas for them, it would almost be impossible to keep up now, because there's just so many developments in the area of technology and language teaching. Well, EnglishTeachingProfessional.com, the whole idea is to complement, particularly in the work that I'm doing, is to complement what we're doing with Web Watcher, and so to really extend the ideas that we've written in Web Watcher, and to really extend the possibilities of the different tools that we demonstrate or write about in the Web Watcher magazine, and to really look at, taking that up further, looking in more detail at the technology itself, looking in more detail at different ways that those technologies can be used, looking in more detail at the way that other teachers have used those technologies, as well as dealing with the shortfalls and the problems that you might come across, because that's obviously a key part of technology as well. Well, the idea for there will be a section on the website that will be for additional content from me, which will be basically to add to the Web Watcher articles, and that will include training videos, detailed training videos taking you step by step through different technologies that we would like to highlight. Plus there will be an interview with me talking in more detail about that particular technology and how you might use it in the class. There will be podcasts, and there will be actual example materials of how teachers have used this content with all the different technologies that I'm going to focus on. Luckily I get a lot of feedback already, so I'm often quite aware of different technologies that I've introduced and the way that teachers are using them. I get many emails from teachers around the world, so the idea is to share that with the subscribers to English Teaching Professional. What I'm hoping to do with the website is to be able to really take the articles that I'm writing in the magazine to another level, and really provide the support that teachers might need, either technically in terms of actually how to use that technology, or in terms of ideas, how they could actually use those ideas in the class. And perhaps with this additional space that we've got, also look at how we can use technologies in different teaching contexts. If you go to China, you've got 60 students in a class, so it's very, very different to, say, teaching in Russia, where I've just come back from, and where classes are often 15, 20, even 10, 12 students in a class. So one of the things that we'll be able to do on the website is to be able to provide a lot more support to different teaching contexts, which obviously in just an article that's 1 or 2 pages, the Web Watcher articles, we can't cover that amount of detail. So we'll really be able to kind of broaden the whole range of possibilities of using a particular technology in a whole variety of different contexts, which we can't always do within the articles in the magazine. The whole idea is that you might read that particular article and think to yourself, well, that's a really nice idea, but I can't do that in my particular class. And then if we can actually say to people, well, look, this is a way that you could change this particular idea and adapt it to a large class, or adapt it to this circumstances. So it's really offering, just a greater amount of information to teachers, and really will help them to look at a certain technology and see, well, okay, this is how I could use it in my teaching context.